This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.
Welcome to the Barbados Today Afternoon Update for Thursday, June 4th. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Thanks for joining us. We begin with a warning that Barbados and the rest of the region are not doing enough to lessen the public's fear over cybercrime. The concern comes from Dr. Lloyd Waller, the director at the Center for Leadership and Governance at the University of the West Indies Mona campus, who is calling on officials to address the situation. Speaking on the topic, fear of cybercrime and its implications for electronic banking, lessons for the global e-banking sector, Dr. Waller pointed to a 2012 survey carried out in Jamaica and Barbados, which showed a high level of fear among residents when it comes to doing online banking and e-commerce activities.
Trust is a major challenge for e-banking. Trust in the bank itself as it relates to reliability. Now, it was the issue of trust that in 2011 led us to, in 2012, explore the issue of fear of crime. We had done a qualitative study, and out of the qualitative study, one of the major findings was that many persons who actually have bank accounts do not bank online because they are concerned about issues of trust. And they're very fearful about persons hacking their bank account.
Meantime, officials are also worried about the increasing numbers of people being affected by non-communicable diseases. In fact, Health Minister John Boyce this morning warned a meeting of regional stakeholders that NCDs are now one of the greatest threats to regional development, and he's calling for more to be done to reduce the increasing strain on the public's purse of regional countries.
I think that we have heard and read enough about the causes and the opportunities to treat and deal with non-communicable diseases that we need, in the words that I've heard already this morning, to, yes, talk the talk, but more importantly, we need to walk the walk. In this regard, I can assure you that government will continue to play its part. And indeed, along with the about 2 years ago, of course, we introduced the no smoking ban in public places. And I do believe that that no smoking ban may have to be relooked and probably tweaked a bit to extend it beyond just outside of a door, because I certainly am affected when a person uses the law to step outside and have a cigarette while I'm sitting inside the area.
Custom workers have a big decision to make in the coming weeks. Finance Minister Chris Sinclair says unions representing custom guards and officers now have all information pertaining to the merger of the Customs and Excise Department into the Barbados Revenue Authority, and it's now up to the workers to decide on their next move. He made the comments following a 3-hour-long meeting with the National Union of Public Workers yesterday, where he also disclosed that he will be seeking a possible extension of the July 1 merger.
They are to go back to their members and well, they're to go back to their members, share all of the information that they have, discuss these matters to them, and then very shortly after that, the option forms will be issued so that members of the department can have the fullest opportunity to discuss with, consult, discuss, and whatever with their lawyers, their union, their family, and so forth, and then make a decision.
Meantime, strike action is looming at the island's main mental health care institution. The Unity Workers Union is threatening to call out staff to protest what it describes as intimidation of union members. UWU General Secretary Caswell Franklin issued the warning yesterday in an interview with Barbados Today. He complained that despite numerous letters and notices to the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of the Civil Service and the management of the Psychiatric Hospital, the plight of workers continue to be ignored. In other news, Calypsonian Captain Sawyer is not at all happy with outgoing president of the National Organization of Women, Marilyn Rice Bowen. He says he's hurt by comments made by Rice Bowen about his popular 2015 crop-over song, Sugar Daddy. The now president suggests that Sawyer should not be asked to appear at any NCF-sponsored activities this crop-over because the lyrics of the tune cast Barbadian women in an unfavorable light. But Sawyer tells Barbados Today he meant no harm, and he's disappointed that Rice Bowen did not approach him first before blasting him in the media. In sports, the plot thickens in the FIFA scandal. In the latest twist, Jack Warner, the association's former vice president, vows to bear all he knows about corruption at the World Football Body. Warner, who is one of 14 people charged by the U.S. over alleged corruption at FIFA, claimed his life was in danger and it was time for him to reveal his secrets.
That I reasonably and surely fear for my life. I have, as promised, compiled a comprehensive and detailed series of documents, including checks and corroborated statements, and have placed them in different and respected hands. I said to you before, by so doing, I have in effect placed the outcome of those matters beyond even my own reach. Retracting them is not an impossibility. There can be no turning back. These documents treated by knowledge and involvement in the following matters: the link between FIFA, its funding, and me. The link between FIFA, its funding, and the United National Congress, and the People's Partnership Government in general election of 2010. These documents deal with Section 34 fiasco. They also deal with my knowledge of financial transactions at FIFA, including, but not limited to, its president, Mr. Sepp Blatter. And lastly, other matters involving the nation's current Prime Minister. I apologize to the people of Trinidad and Tobago for not disclosing my knowledge of these matters before.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability, prosperity, we're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
On the regional scene in Jamaica, an opposition MP is demanding a public apology from the chairman of the Tivoli Inquiry Commission, Barbadian Sir David Simmons. Darrell Vaz is blasting Sir David for reading unsubstantiated information from a police diary alleging that former drug lord Christopher Dudus Cook had stayed at his house after eluding a police dragnet in May 2010. In a statement to the press, Vaz described Sir David's action as thoughtless, insensitive, careless, reckless, and downright irresponsible, considering the politically charged atmosphere of the inquiry. Vaz also charges that the move will only feed malicious gossip and political mischief against him and his family, and he is adamant that nothing but a public apology from the Commission would suffice. Internationally, close to 100 people have died in Ghana's capital in a massive explosion, while scores were sheltering torrential rains in central Accra at a gas station. Floodwaters swept stored fuel into a raging fire at a nearby house, setting off the explosion. President John Mahama visited the burnt-out petrol station and appealed for calm as authorities try to cope with the aftermath of the fire and the flooding. And that's our afternoon updates, but you can join us again this evening. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, our email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. We're also on Channel 101 online TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Frenella Wedderburn. To have a wonderful day.
This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.